Let's continue to monitor the radar here as we watch the storm continue to push further off to the north. You'll notice again those bands, at least that band that's over us, winding around or so before it starts to taper off a little bit there, and we're noticing down here to our south, our southernmost counties, the rain is ending there. So down toward Macon, the rain has come to an end there, and that will continue to lift off to the north. Good sign, good sign. I know you're like me, you're about ready to see the end of all this water coming out of the sky, and it's going to come. It's going to happen, folks. It's really going to happen. There is the center of circulation is still over Georgia, even though the bulk of the rain associated with it and the bulk of the winds associated with it are up here toward the north and east of that center of circulation, which is into South Carolina. So from Athens over to Elberton, nothing much in the way of rain. There may be some drizzle happening right now down toward Washington as well. You got to go back over toward the east to find that rain. I'm sorry, to the west to find that rain over Atlanta. That stretches all the way up into Dade and Walker County. As a matter of fact, right along I-75 is where you have that moderate to heavy rain that's coming down, stretching from Chattanooga all the way down into the city of Atlanta. All right, and this will be the end of the heavy rain for us. This is it. Okay, you can see down to the south that's ending. So momentarily that rain will start to subside in our area. Now the winds, a different story. Winds are just now starting to pick up in the metro area, with the area, the center of circulation almost adjacent to the area. So that will continue to lift to the north. Our winds will start to wrap around, and then they'll get a little bit lighter as we go, but we're expecting them to remain gusty as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Even after the rain is gone, that's going to be the case. Let's take a look at some of that heavy rain in the area right now. This wide area of yellow here indicates the widespread moderate rain that's coming down. You got some pockets of orange in there indicating some heavier rain, but that's over the entire perimeter right now. Good news is that there's not a whole lot of traffic out there for people to be stuck in this. Certainly adding to some pounding on the roadways, which is why we've been talking about these flash flood warnings that have been coming out. This is sitting on top of us, wrapping around as the system goes up to the north. And so certainly with us already saturated, it has nowhere to go, so it's just piling back up. This extends up into Gwinnett County, Lawrenceville, Beaufort, catch a break there, and then north of that, heading up into Hall County, you have more of that moderate rainfall. You got it over into parts of Cherokee County and into Bartow County as well, eastern sections of Paulding County as well, Cobb County. Look at that heavy rain coming down on you right now as we speak, and you got those wind gusts as well. So no doubt there's a few trees probably falling in your area, not very widespread, but some isolated trees probably coming down. You go all the way over to Carrollton though, notice the drying taking place. Yes, indeed, that will be the trend again as we head through the rest of the morning. So we'll be watching that. This system, major hurricane, made landfall over toward the Big Bend area. Was forecast from the Hurricane Center to move up to the north, closer to the Atlanta metro area, but it moved more toward the north and east. And so now we're starting to see that begin to bend back now up toward the northwest. And so it's going to almost wrap around the city, like it almost went around the city of Atlanta, decided to take its own perimeter, right? Go around the city, and now it's going to slide up to the north where it will join with an area of low pressure up there. The two will come join, and that will be one system there. East of the center of circulation is where the severe weather has been. All throughout South Carolina, we've been seeing these little red boxes there that indicates tornado warnings. The big red box indicates the tornado watch. That stayed well east of us as well. We didn't see any or much of any severe weather around. A couple of thunderstorms, that was about it. And now that's all we're dealing with is the rain. We don't have to worry about any severe weather. And as that rain begins to subside, we don't have to worry about that either. Look at this. Look at this map. Most of the weather staying to the north and east of the tropical storm. Still a tropical storm right now because as of the latest update, 70-mile-per-hour winds. But here we are in the 7 o'clock hour. They won't give us an update until about another 30 minutes from now or less. And so I'm almost certain that the winds now are down to about 50 to 60 miles per hour as that continues to push up to the north. It weakened rapidly. It came in as a Category 4 hurricane and then downgraded to a Category 1 as it moved through South Georgia into Central Georgia, and now down to a tropical storm. And that's going to continue to go further up to the north and move out of our area. The more north it gets of our area, the better our conditions will get. Now look at those winds. These are sustained winds now at 28 miles per hour over into Marietta, 23 miles per hour into the city of Atlanta. You got teens just about everywhere else. Notice how light it is up there in Blairsville at 6 miles per hour. So not as strong. The gust, though, look at this. Gust closer to the 40 mile per hour range, and we've been clocking some of those already in the area. 41 mile per hour gusts up there toward Clayton. And in fact, the higher up you go in elevation up here in the North Georgia mountains, the higher those wind gusts will be. And so these are the gusts. 28 miles per hour over into Peachtree City, 29 down toward Thomaston. This, no doubt, will begin to wobble some of those trees, if not knock some of them down. Those gusts, it's like blowing out a candle. The strongest part of the wind is that initial gust that gets you, and that could knock over some of those weak trees. If not, just weaken them a little bit. Right? And even if they don't fall over and they're weakened this afternoon, as we get those gusty winds about 25 miles per hour, that could do the damage to knock some more of those over. So I think we'll hear that throughout the day, isolated trees coming down. Tropical storm warning remains in effect as long as those winds are at tropical storm force moving through the area. I suspect they'll drop that here momentarily as the storm continues to weaken as it moves up to the north. Talk about the flooding as well. We do have a lot of flooding taking place in the area. You can see this Christmas map, if you will. The red indicates the flood warnings that we have. The green indicates the flood watch. And where you have those little light green little specks there, those are the rivers and streams in our area that are already at flood stage in a lot of spots. In fact, yesterday when we saw those, they were at minor flooding. Right now they're at moderate to high flooding in some spots as well. Places like Big Creek and northern Fulton County, you know it floods. If you live over that area, typically moderate flooding won't come near your home, but once it gets high enough, that's when it starts to impact neighborhoods. So be very careful over there. Again, not worried about too much of a severe threat. Forecast track model shows that rain getting out of here. Here we are by 9 o'clock, stop at 9 o'clock. We don't have to worry about any rainfall anymore. We will have a few sprinkles around, but that'll be it. The heaviest rain pushing well up to the north. Now we still have with winds as we head through the afternoon, despite the fact that the rain is gone. We'll still keep those winds in place up to about 20, maybe 30 miles per hour at times. Clouds will try to break up. We'll get a little bit of sunshine in here before it sets. Not much. Not going to see much today, and our temperatures will heat up into the 70s. We're in the 60s right now. I'm thinking right around 71 to 73 degrees. That's going to be our afternoon high temperature for today. And then, in fact, let me show you the 7-day outlook. We'll see things get a little bit better here. Looking at Saturday, Sunday, anywhere from partly to mostly cloudy skies on Saturday. Sunday, you're looking at partly sunny skies, 20% chance for the rain. By then, you'll be thinking about a football. We'll already have cleaned up, and now we're looking better. As we head into the work week, you got sunshine around. We'll hold on to it for much of the week. 81 for the high on Monday. You're looking at 80 by Tuesday, 81 again Wednesday, and then Thursday we're looking at temperatures right near the 80-degree mark. I got a hint to you as I was talking to Nicole. We were back here working, and I showed her what it looks like next weekend, and I'm not going to tell you about it because you don't want to hear. Nicole, over to you.
Yes, and I mean, it's just gross out here. Our winds have really picked up just in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. Up until this point, this has mainly been a rain event. We've been watching as the heavy rainfall has led to areas of flooding. Heavy rain is still ongoing. It is coming down out here outside our studio in Midtown, and it's been coming down steadily for about the last hour. What we're starting to see, though, is more wind. So now this is transitioning from just a rain event to more of a wind and rain event. And you can really see those wind speeds picking up. Branches behind me are really blowing around. The rain at times is coming down nearly horizontal, and we'll continue to see those winds stay gusty through the next few hours. Now, the rain, this is kind of the worst of it for Metro Atlanta before we start to dry out. That heavy rainfall moving up towards the north. Long after the rain ends, we'll still be dealing with the wind across North Georgia, and with how saturated it has been, that means that our root systems are loose and trees will easily fall over because of the saturated ground. We've seen gusts already, Chesley was talking about, up to 35, 40 miles per hour. That'll continue to be the case. Now, the strongest winds will be across East Georgia up through the Rome area, where we could see wind gusts up to 50 or 60 miles per hour, perhaps even higher. And we could see gusts even up to 40, 50 miles per hour through all of North Georgia. The further west you go, further from the center of circulation, that's where our wind speeds will be a little bit lower, but even 30, 35 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be enough to topple some of those trees that are perhaps already weakened from the rainfall, or that maybe you should have gotten taken out within the last couple of months anyway. Our forecast wind gusts will stay pretty strong, and I mean, it's really picked up out here in the studio just outside. Our rainfall is coming down, the winds are gusting. We'll be dealing with these very gusty winds probably for about the next hour or two through metro Atlanta before they start to subside a little bit. We'll see wind gusts still this afternoon up into the 20 to maybe 25 mile per hour range. So the strongest winds will be now through probably 9, 10, even 11 o'clock this morning. They'll stay gusty, but maybe not up quite to that dangerous limit. If you do need to be outside for any reason, I would definitely suggest just taking it slow on the roads. In addition to the flooding that's ongoing, we'll continue to see power lines as well as some trees that are down, debris in the roadways. In addition to just the safety aspect of it, it's not nice out here. You don't want to be outside, trust me. The rain is really coming down, the winds have picked up, and we will continue to see some problems when it comes to the rain and the wind through the next couple hours. Cheryl and Aisha?
Nicole, I have to hand it to you in Chesley because this is exactly the timing that you said that we would see a peak in the rain and wind, and we're watching it happen around Nicole outside, and the ground just cannot take any more of that water, which is why you may be getting some alerts on your phone right now. Fulton County Emergency Management sent out a safety alert about flash flooding, and then just a moment ago they sent out another one about high wind.
We are in the thick of it. We talked about that time frame of that 7 to 9 a.m. So here we go. It is 7:35 this morning. If you are just tuning in with us right now, here is what you need to know about Helene. The storm is making its presence known in Georgia. We are in a flash flood emergency in our area until 1 p.m. this afternoon. Some of the cities impacted: Riverdale, East Point, Atlanta, Tucker, and Decatur. There are about 1 million customers without power all across our state, and that storm is being blamed for at least 3 deaths in Georgia. The Pierce County Fire Department has confirmed a firefighter was among those killed when a tree fell on his vehicle during a storm that happened in Blackshear.
Blackshear, about 4 hours south and east of Atlanta, just south of Savannah. Want to take a look at some of the live cameras to give you a perspective of other places that we're seeing in the distance, kind of through the fog and the rain and the clouds. You see Sandy Springs, the King and Queen building there. Something Aisha and I have talked about so much is just the sheer size of this system. I mean, there are 5 states in a state of emergency, and really all of metro Atlanta and much of our state impacted as we speak.